From Iona College, it's the Brandon Tierney College Tour on 1050
Hey, good Friday morning to you. How are you, everybody? What's happening right here on College Tour Stop number 4 up in the Rochelle, up north of the city. They got a big game tonight. The Gales taking out the Jets. Great job through the year with Iona. Siena's obviously a terrific team, so that's going to be rough with if they actually meet in the MAC tournament. But good stuff happening on the campus. We'll do a lot of hoops today, a little baseball in hour number 2. A heads up from that 10:25-ish. Joe Lenardi, all right, 1050's own bracketologist. We have to at least get an early look on the way Joe sees it, because let's face it, Joe's never really wrong. And he's got these things broken down when they're playing the preseason NIT. It's really the best of what he does. So Joe's going to come on at 10:25. We'll do that. We've got some net stories. We got a little revision to my take on Tracy McGrady, which I'll get to in a bit. And we'll also talk to hopefully Adrian Wojnarowski, who the trade rumor mill continues to churn for the NBA. But I'm going to start with the Nets right now, okay? I was at the Garden last night. It was kind of a circus. As small as the crowd was, it was still a circus with Rick Pitino before the game and after the game. And this pertains to the Nets right now. There's a lot of smoke right now with the Nets. And, you know, yesterday's Rick's name was front and center. We spent a lot of time on that on the show. And now there's rumblings that Coach K and also maybe even just
the Brandon Tierney on ESPN.
Campus of Iona, it is Georgetown Road 4 inside the LaPenta Student Union. And it's now time to talk a little MAC basketball with Kevin Willard, 30-year head coach of the Iona Gales. Coach, how are you today? Welcome back.
I'm doing great, thanks for having me.
I'll tell you, in a very short time, you found a way to revive a program that was very down when you came here. I guess, what's the first order of business? How do you get a team that really hits the skids after a nice run here in Iona? How do you build it back up? What did you do?
Well, I was very lucky for my first job to come to a place like Iona. It's a great community. Our students are terrific. The administration really backs the basketball program. Our athletic director really put a lot of focus on getting us back. Our president, Bill Lagori, has done such a tremendous job with the campus. When I first walked on, I knew I had a chance to make something special given the time. And what we really focused on was getting good student athletes. We have this semester we had 10 kids get a 3.0 or better, and they're doing well. They're going to doing community relations, and it's a special place. And to talk about Iona, the history, but now if you come back and people come back and say, boy, the campus is great, things are great, and I think that really helped this process along.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've never actually been inside the campus. Now, I played against Iona when I was in college, but the baseball field wasn't on campus. But to actually stroll around this morning, it's very nice. You're right, and it's funny because sometimes you look at certain schools where they have success. And Jeff Rule, all right, as a player, not as a coach, and a smaller school like this, Marist, Rick Smith, it's tough to recapture that. But Iona, outside of that little low right when you came and before you came, they've done a very good job of maintaining a high level of play. And how do you do that? I mean, not just you, but everybody involved. How does that happen?
Again, I think it's great alumni, great support, and also look where we are. We're really a 25-minute train ride from Midtown Manhattan. You go across for 20 minutes from the George Washington Bridge, where you can be in New Jersey, which is a great, obviously turning out great high school basketball players. So the recruiting base is terrific, and I think that really helps. And it's always been a strong fit for Iona, and the league. The league is terrific. It's really helped the last 3 years. In fact, we've had Siena's won a game in the NCAA tournament the last 2 years. We've had Niagara get a home game NIT. So the league has been a top 12, 13 league. So I think you add a whole lot of factors. That's one reason why we've been able to be successful.
I'm going to put you on the spot. You ready?
Sure.
Now, it was a matter of time before we stopped loud the softballs. You think about New York City high school hoops, and personally, and I know you've got turf to protect. I understand. I know the game. But the Kenny Andersons and the Chris Mullins, they're a little fewer and further between these days, in my opinion. And I think that New Jersey has really made a real step up. Right now, where's the better high school ball? New York City or Jersey?
It's a great question because, if you really look at it,
here we go.
No, it's tough because New Jersey as a state, New Jersey as a state has done a terrific job. New York City still is a powerhouse. I think that's something that people forget about. New Jersey from top to bottom has done a great job. I mean, you're so close. The southern part of Jersey is so close to Philadelphia. There's a lot of kids that go Philly and come up to the southern Jersey. And there's a lot of kids from the Catholic schools that have gone over to the Jersey side lately and really shifted the balance of power. But you still look at Rice and Bishop Lockman, all these schools still, you still have a tremendous powerhouse in the city. But I think it's, people look back 10 years ago and say, well, New York City was a power. I think it's really evened out over the last couple of years.
I would agree. That's Kevin Willard, head coach of Iona, third year. From the Rick Pitino trade, and Rick had a rough night last night, knocked around by the Johnnies. He lost by 20 points. What happened?
Yeah, I didn't watch the game. I started watching the game. I had to put my kids to bed, and I turned it back on.
I'll put them to bed.
Yeah, I turned it back on about 5 minutes ago, and they actually switched the game over to the Seton Hall game. I said, boy, luckily. It's tough. He went to a Final Four in 2005, Elite Eight in 3 years. He graduates 2 first-round draft picks, a senior guard that scored 1,000 points. Just kind of like what Carolina's going through. You have to go through some rebuilding process, and that's something he's going through right now. He's got good young players, but he only has 2 seniors, and then he has 1 junior, and everyone else is a freshman or sophomore. So that's tough to do, and especially in the Big East. It's a bear of a conference.
Now, before we get to the matchup we've been having tonight, we get back to your team. You know Rick relatively well, not that you speak for him, but do you believe this stuff about maybe having interest in going to the Nets, maybe jumping back into the NBA? You buying it, Coach?
You know what? He loves New York. He really does, but he's down at home in Louisville. He's been there 9 years. He talks about his friends, his family that are there. I'd be surprised if the rumors were true, but then again, Coach, you just never know. So, but I think he's got a great niche in Louisville. He's got another 4 years on his contract. So he is good friends with Rod Thorne, but again, his home is Louisville.
All right. Now you guys have won 9 of 10, and the style of play in the MAC is fun. It's a good conference. I've spoken about this a lot on my show, and I think it's very interesting here, Kevin, where the last couple of years, remember when St. Peter's had Kiki Clark? I mean, he put in 30 a night, and they still lose. Now St. Peter's has gotten decent. Fairfield's pretty good again. It's kind of on that wave, and some other teams have grabbed the surfboard. You're one of them. How good are you guys right now, and how do you stack up against Siena, who obviously, if you want to get to where you want to get, at some point you probably have to knock them off?
Well, I think the biggest thing right now with the league is you see the top teams really have a lot of juniors and seniors. You look at Siena, who starts 3 seniors and 2 juniors. Fairfield has 3 seniors and 2 young good freshmen. I think the big thing with the league is we haven't had big coaching changes. I'm third year. I'm one of the longest tenured guys.
How old are you now? 30?
34. I look like I'm 54.
Maybe you can go to States.
Sure. It's one of those things that, the league has had some stability. There hasn't been a ton of change. I think Chucky's in the second year up there. Maris, so he's the newest guy. So I think coaches have been able to bring in recruiting classes, build them. And I think one reason why the league represents so well is that there's been stability, and that's huge in college basketball. You look at the Xaviers, the Butlers, year after year, they had juniors and seniors playing for them. So I think the biggest difference for us and why I'm really excited about our program the next couple of years is I start 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and a junior. And so when you play against a team like Siena, who starts 3 seniors and 2 juniors and all big-time players, I see that we have potential for great growth. And while we're not right there now, we have a chance to be.
Yeah, I think, and I would back that up. Anybody who follows the MAC and pays attention to what's going on knows that Iona is going to be good for a while. We brought some players, and I believe this is the beginning of the ascent. I want to ask you this here, Kev. The recent talk about maybe expanding the field. That would certainly benefit mid-majors as you can go deeper and maybe get, certainly more, maybe in certain years, maybe 3 bids if it's the right conference and it's the right year, right circumstances. I know why coaches want the expansion. It's better on job security,
no question.
But is it good for the game to bring 65 up to almost 100? Is that a good thing for the fan?
It really depends on how they format the tournament. I mean, it really is. If they all of a sudden, if every mid-major now has to play a playing game, and the first and second round seeds get a bye, and you really don't have a chance for Cinderellas anymore, then I think it really hurts the tournament field. You're adding another week to an already pretty long process. I mean, the NCAA terms right now, 3 weeks, it's 3 great weeks. Again, the TV coverage are going to change that. As many people want to watch cable as they watch CBS. So I think there's a lot of variables that go into that. I'm a fan of it just because of the fact that sometimes you look at our conference now, you have a couple teams in the top 80 RPI, play great schedules and play good teams. They have a chance. If you don't win your conference tournament, you might be a top 95 team in the country. You should get in the NCAA tournament for that reason. If they do it that way, I think it's a great thing. If they do it where they say, well, you know what, you're a mid-major, you got to play another good mid-major, and also you're battling Butler to get into the NCAA tournament, that makes a difference. So I think it all depends on how it unfolds. I think right now it's probably one of the best 3 weeks in sports. I mean, it really is. So it depends on, again, the format.
Well, listen, I told you 3 years ago on the TV show that I had big plans for you. Didn't even know you. It was the first time I met you. I said, this guy, I don't know where it's going to be exactly when it's all said and done, but this guy's going to be a star. And so far, you've proven me right. You've done a great job here at Iona. I know the community's got a lot to be proud about. You have a good team. I like Barry Rawson a lot. I know everybody knows Slice, but you got Manhattan tonight. And I do expect you to win this game, so no pressure. You are going to
I appreciate
you got to
it.
win this game.
Well, you know, Barry's had a tough year for the fact that they lost 6 games by 2 or 3 points. You know, he gets a shot.
Here's the coach speak. Here we
No,
go.
you know,
It's always a loss at the buzzer, a bad foul, bad whistle. It is. It is.
But yeah, he's gone through a tough year. He's got good players. Pickett's playing terrific. Darryl Crawford's terrific. Andrew Gabriel, the big guys. You know, and they've had some tough breaks. They had 2 tip-ins at the buzzer that cost them. Barry does a great job. And again, you know, Detroit, they were 5 miles apart, so that's what makes this game so great. That's what makes the match such a great contest.
He's one of the great characters. I love Slice. Hey, Kevin, thanks for stopping
Brandon,
by.
thank you very much.
You bet, my friend. That's a great job. And I always went out and go 9 out of 10.
From Iona College, it's the Brandon
You gotta love that. You gotta love it. Keep going. Keep it away. Attaboy. Yeah, you never have to go to class. All right, welcome back, everybody. How are you?
I want to thank everybody here at Iona. Had a great time. Tour stop number 4. Good luck against Barry Rawson's Manhattan Jazz. Sorry, Slice, but hey, we're at Iona today. And hope everybody has a great weekend. Be safe. And enjoy the college action. And I'll catch you on Wednesday. I'm actually off for a couple of days, so Joey's going to sit in. The Herd's up next. We'll see you. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.